Hey, welcome to Web3 Weekly with your host, Blockstars Technology.
Let's go.
All right, y'all.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Taylor here from Lloyds Auctions. I'm joined by Australian renowned artist Kym Hart and Blockstars Technology COO Cozzy. Fellas, how are we tonight?
Wonderful. Fabulous.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm so excited. Especially sitting next to Kym and you, Taylor. I feel like a superstar, and I'm really looking forward to this awesome auction. So can't wait.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight. We have a very special auction happening tonight. It is this spectacular art piece to my left going up for auction at lloydsauctions.com.au, created by Kym himself and the Web3 community at the Blockstars Technology event last week. All proceeds will be going to charity. It's going under the hammer at 7 p.m. But before that happens, Kym, why don't we have a chat about this amazing art piece?
Love to.
All right, so kicking us off, Kym, what was your inspiration when you were painting this piece at the Blockstars event?
To come up quickly with the subject. I wasn't sure what I was going to do actually until just a few minutes before we actually started. And I just thought the subject, the beach theme, it was a good one to go to because of the broad water and the actual we were on the Gold Coast. So I thought, that would be a good start. So they've done the trick.
Well, it looks absolutely amazing. And I heard you weren't given too much time. How'd you go under the pressure?
Yeah, that was a lot of pressure actually, because that was 10 minutes, you've got to get this done. So I was lucky because I got to come back and do a little bit in between everyone else having their go. So it worked out well. Yeah, it was good.
Absolutely. And you were joined with about 100 people from the Web3 community at the event last Tuesday night. What do you think about the overall painting?
I love it. The whole balance, the composition, it worked. I know it was a little bit of chaos, which comes back into the name of it, of course, but it worked. And everyone just quite freely just got their positions right and picked their panel and the colours really worked.
Pops, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a great composition and it's balanced. It looks good. Yeah.
And with your expertise, with painting, for any aspiring artists, what are some words of advice you might give them?
As painting and generally, just practice, lots of practice. Just keep experimenting as well. I think experimenting is a really important piece of advice because when you experiment, you'll learn things that people can't really teach you. That you just, I don't know, it's the best way to do it. Lots of practice and lots of experimenting.
Absolutely. And moving into a little bit of your background, tell us how did you get into painting? How did your career start?
Born into an artistic family. That was a big help. Lots of inspiration. The house, the gallery was just covered. It was like wallpaper.
Wow.
Every
That's
spot
so cool.
that was covered with paintings. So, and Dad painted, and his mum, my nan, she was a great artist, and it just happened. Yeah, you couldn't avoid it really. And it was great to draw his energy. Just watching him paint daily. He'd come home from school, he'd be painting, and on the weekends he was painting. Every night he was painting, so it was good. It was quite easy to sort of meld into it.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
When before I became a father, I wanted whenever I have a kid, I said I'm gonna just keep my walls like blank, so they can start drawing, and after a while I just like paint it over.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh my God, are you sure? It's gonna like, I'm like, yeah, I love to do that. As a kid, I always want to do that.
Yeah.
So growing up for you, were there any restrictions? You can't draw on the walls or anything like that?
There was no space on the walls to draw. They were covered in paintings. So he actually had thousands and thousands of paintings.
Oh,
so
wow.
It was incredible. Yeah.
So having that DNA as an artist, where you just like, going to school, how was it like, because your father is a, famous artist and what do you call the Australian, the artistic like family, everyone knows about your family. And growing up and in school, did people feel jealous in your classroom? Like, oh my God, Kym can draw better and he's already got the DNA,
Yeah, look, well, the DNA, it's certainly a head start. But I think if your dad's a plumber, you don't have to learn the essay. You just pick things up subconsciously. And just watching your dad paint, you're actually picking up information all the time. I've got 3 sons and they're they're all handy with a brush.
Wow.
And without lessons, just watching and picking up information.
Like in osmosis,
Yeah.
just being around and having the energy.
And Dad quite often wouldn't give me lessons. He said, well, there's the paint, go and set yourself up and go for it. And if I needed a hand with something in particular, he'd come and help me. But he wouldn't tell me what to do. Just knock yourself out and give you some paints and off you go.
Yeah.
And that was good.
I guess there is no right or wrong way to paint, right?
No.
It's very different. So I mean, like watching everyone doing the painting on that night, I was like, wow, this is like really cool. Like, you get inspired. Sometimes it almost like you think like, oh my, people who are there like, oh, I don't know what to draw. But then they get there and they start doing the whole thing, like the paintbrush on the top, like all these curves, and I'm like, you said that you were like in the bit, and then I think people get inspired by seeing other people standing up. Occasion.
True. And you'll notice that everyone started differently, and they all had different ideas, and no one followed anyone else. They just come up with it, I suppose, under pressure too. They were under pressure.
Everyone was under pressure.
I think you being there probably made few people like, wow, with these great artists. I think that had pressure. I think the best thing that you did on the night, I felt that you made it so relaxed for everyone, because everyone just like, they saw who you were and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe that you invited Kym to join this event for the painting. Like everyone is like, oh my God, there's royalty, like Australian artist royalty, right? The family, and I think a lot of people are a little bit nervous.
Most of them were nervous, but once they started throwing a bit of paint on, they just start to get into it and relax. But there is a lot of pressure because everyone's thinking, oh, that's horrible, or that's great. There's a lot of judgment. Maybe this is what their fears would be, I guess. And you're putting your soul on display. But and that's why I started nice and loose and free, and just to help people think, well, you don't have to do, because they hadn't any time anyway. They were under pressure, so just a nice, quick, easy flow. It's good.
And obviously you've got a lot of experience in painting. Are there any main ideas, pieces, or inspirations that you lean to when creating a new piece?
It all varies. I've got quite a varied style, range of styles, so I don't stick to one particular thing. So, I like to shift it around a bit. So I get inspiration from all sorts of things. And generally each day I'll be painting a different style or a different medium quite often. So I like to mix it up.
So quite a few people in their busy lives in the corporate world or whatever they're doing, 9 to 5 or whatever the job they're doing, they think like, oh, I better go and do some painting to take their mind away from the daily, hustle, bustle, and then, be free. What does an artist like you do?
Look, I just get out. I walk a lot through the day just to break up my day. I go for a walk. Try and keep my belly down too. It helps. But just to get out of the studio, I'll go out and I'll walk, and I do a lot of thinking while I'm walking, so that's really good. And go to the gym or go to the pub, whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. Awesome. Good.
And while we were at the event, we minted and turned the artwork into an NFT. And I believe this was your first time doing this. How did you find that overall experience? Well,
scary if it was up to me, but you seem to know what you're doing. It was a really easy process watching someone else do it. I'm not that flash on a computer, but you guys certainly know what you're doing. And it was a great experience. It was good. It's quite different for me.
I mean, that's actually that's really one of the things that we really want to showcase for the artists, all types of art, whether they're sculptures or oil painting or all the artists, that in the future that's what it would be like. Everything will be a contract. Property contracts, everything will be a contract, and the artwork itself will be a contract, because as we know, a lot of people are saying like, okay, not many of us, our younger generations, will be able to own a property. And they'll be renting and everything else. And I don't think a lot of places will have the option to put a painting up on a wall or all that. So there are more and more, we are seeing a lot more of these are, being digitized. So that means anyone can carry it on their phone. And what we want to make sure is that we give this opportunity for all the artists. and given us, we are a Gold Coast based company as well, and we really want to encourage the artists, especially the artists in Gold Coast, to come and talk to us, and we are more than happy to help any artist out there to digitize their artwork and not get bamboozled by the technology, the blockchain and NFT, because it's hard. Like when you're an artist, that's your passion, and if you're not a technical person,
Yeah.
you don't have the brain space to process all that.
No, and it was quite a complicated process.
Yeah.
Like for someone like me,
Of course.
But you do it with your eyes shut.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about, I guess.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And the beauty of this thing is, like, what we are doing here is we are auctioning out with Lloyds Auctions the physical art piece. And then there'll be we're going to show this, like we showcase how we did the process of converting that physical art piece into NFT as well. So this way now we can show like the NFT, and people who attended the event, we gave everyone a copy of the NFT as well as a thank you. So yeah,
That's
make
great.
it simple.
And for any artists, Cozzy, wanting to digitize their art, how can they do it with Blockstars? How easy is it for them to do?
Yeah. The easiest thing is, once you do your artwork, then please take a picture from your phone, because now these days the phones are really super high quality. You don't need a special camera or anything like that. So using your phone, take a photograph with make sure that there's enough light, though. You can't do it in the dark, enough light. And it's all right. And get the best position as possible. Take a photo and then send it to us with the details. You want to NFT it, how do you NFT it? And we are more than happy to help the artist to do it. And for artists out there who are painters, don't worry, we're not going to charge you an arm and leg to do any of that. We much rather show you and get you on this journey first before we start talking about the money, because for us what's important is to bring this artist into the next iteration. Before it was physical, then you put like on the internet. With the internet, now next iteration is the blockchain. So we want to onboard them in a safe manner and hold their hand, and that's what we want to do.
Well, Kym, you've done the first one now. Do you think you'll be turning more art into NFTs in the future, perhaps?
It's certainly a possibility. Yeah, I'm really intrigued by the whole process. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
100%. And I think we can even do a lot more with the NFTs as well. We're going to show exactly how using crypto, how can you bid on these NFTs as well.
Yep.
And the beauty of what Lloyds Auctions platform, what there is that people, whether you have crypto or not, even though with the normal Aussie dollars, you can still bid on the NFTs as well. And there's a platform that was designed so that way we are not leaving people who doesn't have crypto not being able to own NFTs, like these NFTs, like these paintings, beautiful paintings behind me, and those are not NFTs yet. And it gives people like you, Kym, another opportunity, another medium as well.
Another outlet.
Outlet, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's important, and that's what we are doing, Della.
Absolutely. And we have these Blockstars events once a month, the first Tuesday of every month. Kym, how was your first event received? What did you think of the event?
Great fun. Yeah, I'd like to go to some more. A great bunch of people, and it was fantastic. Beautiful venue, and very informative. It was good.
And great food.
Oh, great.
Pizzas are always a great thing. Can I get some water?
No, I'm good.
You sure?
Sorry, yeah.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
The pizzas, yeah.
The
food was
Can
great.
never go wrong. And Cozzy, what were your thoughts?
I love these events because that gives us Blockstars an opportunity to connect with our community, because it's all good doing cool tech in the office and we have a good chat and we had that bond. But having being able to step out of that environment, just like you're going to the pub, right? And this one is so cool for us to step out of our office and go and meet these people and have good real conversations. And
people were relaxed. It was a great atmosphere.
100%.
Yeah, it's good.
And we bring people who are not really tech savvy as well. That's what we want to do. We want to bring in people who are not really tech savvy and talk about the technology, and that's the future. And how can we bring people on this journey without putting big words in front of them. I think that's very important.
Well, as you explained earlier, you're holding their hand, taking them through.
100%. And I think that's what you're doing, because sometimes when people don't understand certain things, they're like, okay, like we talk about the BlackBerry, where it had buttons, and we got the the new touch phones. They didn't have buttons, right?
Yeah.
And we've seen the iterations from and this is what it is from internet. Now we are going to this blockchain, and the same thing. There'll be a certain generation who were excelling when it came to mobile phones, but not as forward when it comes to blockchain, because now they are that different age range. So
it is quite confusing for someone like me that doesn't understand.
100%, and that's exactly right. And that's why we want to make sure that we have these events, and we encourage pretty much anyone and everyone in Gold Coast to attend these events. And they're not just like tech heads. I don't know the type of people that you met, Kym. If you can just sort of a bit of a
there was people from all different industries, all different places in life, and but it was good. There's a lot of communication there. It was easy too. There was no pressure with anything. So, good. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's important for everyone to understand. Like, you're not coming into a place that people just talk about technology, and it's not you. Did you feel any out of place or anything like that?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I think that's what's important, and I think just that alone tells me, like, we are going the right direction.
Yeah.
But I like to say that we still got a long way to go. But our success depends on the community and people in Gold Coast, and how much value that we can add to them. And and that's I think that's how I see our future.
I've had the pleasure of attending, quite a few of these events now, and not coming from a technology background, I can definitely say, you feel welcomed, you feel loved, and you learn a lot at these events. It's very valuable.
Yeah.
And amazing what you're doing.
100%. Thank you so much. So, Kym, I got a question for you. So, with your your father being there, when did you know that your father is famous? Like a lot of kids, people that go through and like, oh yeah, my father, I see him doing dishwashing and all those things. You don't really realize, but when you go outside, what made you realize? When did you realize that your father is a legend?
I guess when I was about 10, we were in London, and he said, do you want to come with Mum and I, or go to the park with the babysitter and the kids, who were brothers and sisters and whatnot? I said, where are you going? He said, we're off to Buckingham Palace to drop off 3 paintings, the Royal Collection. And I thought, way to go, Dad. So, I thought that's pretty good.
Yes, that is so cool.
And look, we got to travel the world as kids, so we got used to it pretty quick. He was a bit of a big shot, but nice, down to earth fella. He was a beautiful fella, but he was up there. He's, quite famous. And there was always TV crews and whatnot there at the home all the time. And I'd come home. Sometimes from school, I'd go in for a coffee or whatever, go and see Mum and Dad. There'd always be someone interesting there having a coffee and sitting around. Melanie Griffith and Don Johnson sitting there having a cuppa, or it could be anyone. Yeah. And it was just always out of the blue. I thought, look, hello. So, I caught on pretty quick.
Yeah.
And with all these, these big names, you come home and they're sitting there. How did that make you feel?
It was, I guess you get used to it after a while, but it's always, it still sort of sets you back a little. You get a bit of a surprise if you don't know someone's going to turn up. But and he was always doing crazy things, getting interviewed, dropping paint out of balloons, or I got my pilot license early when I was 16. I remember he said, "Good, well, take me up. I'll throw some paint out of the airplane." So he was always doing something silly.
I guess that's what art is about, right? It's like innovating, and like you said, you just had doing new things.
Yeah.
Not even trying, you just like doing things, right? Yeah. And I think that's the only way, just like iterating yourself.
Yeah, and experimenting.
Experimenting.
Yeah.
That's important. Can I ask, what's the time, Evan? 6:54. That means
6 minutes.
Yeah. So we got only 6 minutes until the auction starts.
Yep.
So
Get your bids in.
that's it.
Get your bids in.
100%. So this is when now the auction starts and it's gonna count down. And the idea, when we came up with this idea, one of our team members, Maureen, came up with the idea for the sip, paint, and mint.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And initially we thought, okay, we're going to get a lot of people to do this, and then we realized, okay, that's not going to be operationally, that will be kind of challenging. So we said, all right, in that case we'll have sort of this number of canvases, and we get we'll just draw people and then get them to come and paint it. And then we thought about, okay, and then we work out the dimensions, and it's still like, oh, they only got this many hours as well. We didn't want to go too late because we don't want to lose people's attention span. So then we decided, okay, let's ask Kym to paint 4 tiles. So that way we cut down the time and gives you enough, and also it gives you like a bit of a, for people to around it,
Yeah, it was a great concept, and the way you drew the people out of the crowd too, that was good, because otherwise everyone would have had a crack. I'm sure you would have. You wouldn't have had enough canvases.
No, that's exactly how many we had. Almost like 110 or 120 people, because that's what we minted on, based on number of people who attended, and that would have taken quite a long time to do.
And I think everyone had a great night, whether they got the chance to get up and paint, or they were networking, or, just enjoying the food in general. It was just a great night for everyone.
Oh, it was. Yeah. And you've done a good piece here too.
Oh.
Which one is yours, Stella?
That one's mine.
All right.
I did have help from a friend, so I can't take all the credit. But it was very fun to do.
Yeah.
Under the pressure.
And we couldn't get a brush in your hand though.
No. I think seeing, this is for the community, right? I want everyone who's not like really technical people like us to give them the opportunity. This is what all about, giving the opportunity for others. We can always have this option and all that. I think for some people it's just a once in a lifetime chance. And I think they're going to remember this forever.
Absolutely.
I think that's what those, creating those experiences are all about, and what I want to do is, even with this art piece, there's a lot more than what you see here, meet the eye. So there are a few Easter eggs with this art piece as well. And so we just want to make this art piece, it's a special art piece, and we want to make it extra special as well. And there's some really cool things with this art piece, and that's, we hope anyone who wins this art piece, they're going to enjoy this forever, because now there's a good story.
Absolutely,
isn't it?
Absolutely.
And we saw it live, and we captured all the artists, and we have provenance of that being created, and especially with you, Kym, and you were painting, and we captured the full,
and I actually enjoyed that when you put the computer on the big screen and explained the minting and everything. I lost myself a few times through there trying to keep up with it, but having it up on the big screen, it was good. It was pretty informative. And, I still couldn't do it on my own, I'm sure.
No, I think it's mainly showcasing to people. It's not, you don't have to know about how to program or anything like that. It's simply following some steps, but you need to have some knowledge, some crypto, but it's not rocket science. But anyone can do it if you really want to. So, alrighty, where are we at with the time? 6:58. 2 more minutes to go.
The anticipation.
Yeah. That's it. So,
and all proceeds will be going to charity, the nominated charity of the top bidder's choice.
Yes, that's right. So I was going to start talking about it. So what we decided was, okay, when we get the what do you call, whoever the winning bidder is, we would always want to give to charity, but we thought, okay, let's make it again, give that call to the person, another person who's in the in the community, because end of the day, if they win, when they win, because we know that this is definitely unreserved.
It's unreserved.
Someone's going to win it today. So when they win, we want to make sure that these proceedings goes to a charity that resonates with that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's important because they're participating and they're bringing value.
Absolutely.
And that's what we want to make sure that they do. And you know, there is no question. I know that in the art world, I've seen some movies, I had to say, like some, you see like the Rembrandts or these, some of these art pieces, they're like, okay, this can't be the real thing, it can be a copy, right?
Yeah.
But this one is as real as it gets.
Yeah.
No, this can't be copied.
Can't
I mean,
make this up.
Yeah, right. We have record everything. We have put it out there. We have like, if you're looking for provenance, we got the
You got it laid on.
we got exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what it is. And this painting is little bit heavy because obviously I don't know how heavy, because we have, sorry, 30 seconds. All right, guys, we got only 30 seconds to go. Please make sure, I know, right? Please make sure that you don't miss out on this painting.
It's at lloydsauctions.com.au.
Yeah, on the website. And once you get there, please check it out. I don't know whether, Nathan, can you put the link to the lloydsauctions.com.au website link as well onto the feed? So once you go there, you'll see the current auctions, and click on the auction, and it's called
Chaos Surrounding the Coast.
That's it.
Chaos Surrounding the Coast. Great title.
How long did it take you to come up with the title?
Oh, well.
I think we put you on the spot, didn't we?
Yeah, and Danielle had a little bit of involvement there too.
Yeah.
She was great. It was good fun.
Danielle always brings the fun fact for the for the event. So, all right.
Any words of encouragement for artists wanting to digitize their work? Final words of encouragement.
See you guys at Blockstars for sure, 100%. and I think it's worth a crack. You got to keep up with technology and life, and I think this is where it's going. So yeah, absolutely. Have a go. Yeah,
I think that's definitely the way. Have a go. And I think with Lloyds auction, there's a big charity arm as well.
Yeah.
And so Taylor, what's the process when it comes to auctioning art? We get, we have
an amazing fine art and luxury team, Shane and Amanda. They're an amazing team. Bring your artwork into us. They'll have a look at it, they'll value it for you, and then we'll get the process started. We'll take the photos, get it consigned, get it uploaded on the website. It's very simple. Our team will look after it all for you. You don't have to do a thing. Just sit back and relax.
That's it, right? That's the easiest way to get these auctions. And I think I had to say, like, being with Lloyds auctions, I started my career with Lloyds auctions almost 7 years ago, before I moved out of Lloyds auctions to full Blockstars. And almost like 6.5 years here, so I know exactly how Lloyds auctions work from the ground up, and it's a family, a very family oriented company, right? And always looks after people.
And with the auctions, you don't have to just sell your own work. You could have something you've collected.
Something you've collected, memorabilia.
Anything to do with fine art, isn't it? I mean, that's what the fine art division looks after, right? So
absolutely.
So, all right, guys, I think the auction ended. Cool. What's the final price?
To be confirmed.
All right. I think it just disappeared from us, so we could not find it. But what we'll do is we'll get the details, and we will send that onto our social platforms. Given that we are on the blockchain, all the information will get published on blockchain as well. So with the NFT, it will show exactly what the price, what we got for that art piece, and also we'll also show the transaction of the money that been donated to the charity as well. So that will all be on the blockchain as well.
Incredible.
So this way, everything is in the open, just like transparent, and nothing's in.
Beautiful.
And congratulations to the top bidder. We think you'll very much enjoy this amazing piece of art, and we're excited to find out which charity it'll be going to. I'm sure the team will be in contact with you very soon.
Yep.
And we look forward to the next event, Cozzy.
100%. I think that's happening on the first Tuesday of next month.
Yeah.
So from 6 p.m. onwards. And again, like as always, it will be at the Duke's Parlor in Surfers Paradise. Can't wait to see everyone there again. And we'll do something again exciting. I don't know how to top this one. Kym, I think we might come to you for the next one.
No problem. I had fun.
Ideas?
I'll come back anytime.
Awesome.
Well, Cozzy, Kym, thank you for having a chat. It's been great.
Thank you so much, Shayla.
We hope everyone at home has enjoyed, and congratulations to the top bidder.
Awesome.
And thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place.
Subscribe.